Hello everyone, my name is David Barrios, and today we're going to talk about my creative process for one of my most prized and personal pieces, a Jester's Truth. But before we get into it, I would like to encourage you all to draw with me while watching the video. In the last episode, I went on explaining my main motive and style of horror that I like to create, which was Lovecraftian horror. However, from time to time, I will create a different kind of horror. I am not quite sure if it has a name for it, but I like to think of it as quote-unquote personal horror, since I make these pieces based on personal feelings and emotions that I have, representing them via horror. So this piece wasn't inspired by the terrifying genre of Lovecraft, but by my own mind and feelings. At the end of the video, I will get a little bit into the main reason I did this and why I felt compelled to create such a piece. I typically don't work in color. However, every once in a blue moon, I do decide to use a bit of color. This palette is my favorite for how dark and warm the colors are. I felt it would do good for this piece. The background is supposed to be a dirty, decrepit wall of a room of sorts, with lots of markings and scratches and a dirty, mucky look to it. The colors of the walls are a lot warmer and darker in order to contrast with the Jester creature. For the overall design of the creature, I wanted it to be skinny, almost anorexic, in order to keep the idea that the creature is barely alive, also making it more uncanny. I maintained my canvas's pale yellowish color the same for the Jester's skin. Not only does the creature's color contrast well with the darker background of the canvas, but it also maintains the creature's dead look. I believe that in order to make something creepier, you should make it scrawny and pale. I made the decision to move the quote-unquote happy mask, as I like to call it, of the Jester to the side, in order to show a peek of its actual face. I wanted to maintain a vagueness to the creature's face for a reveal in a future piece that will directly connect with this current art piece. As I moved on to the body, adding some darker tones for shading and detailing, I pondered on what the name should be for this piece, and I came to the conclusion of a Jester. So in order to give that impression of the creature, I added a red pom-pom on its chest. The same for the smile of its mask, the ends being stretched to almost mimic a Jester's hat, but with its face. Originally, I was going to make some wires from the ceiling of the room hold the parts of the face, but decided to scratch that idea and landed with the happy mask. Instead, I thought that it would be best to make the face look like a mask, with a fixed expression, rather than the face being pulled or stretched. Since this piece is about true feelings of ourselves, which we tend to hide behind a facade, I was originally going to keep the eyes hollow and dark, but in the end decided against it, and added a small flicker of life in the sockets. It made the overall design better, in my opinion, as the little bit of true emotions in the eyes is hidden away by the imposing mask that tries to be the face of this Jester. I added the teeth to the smile and purposely made them extremely skinny to represent how fragile the fakeness of its smile is. Now I want to get into a little bit of my personal reasoning to why I created this piece. I've always managed to make friends and have always been good at socializing with others. And I've had the opportunity to meet hundreds of people and get to know most of them, or at least the person they pretend to be. You never get to know somebody fully, only by the way they portray themselves to others. People are more than what they seem. Their struggles and issues are always hidden behind the persona they show to the world, whether it's by fear of being judged by others or simply having a hard time opening up. Very rare are the people that truly are who they say they are and show their true selves to the world. Now, why am I telling you guys this? Simply put, this painting represents how I used to portray myself. I'm sure a lot of people live their lives behind fake emotions, as I did. I hope that this painting gives one of you a form of solace, and to know that a lot of people feel this way, and you are not alone. That was the creative process of one of my most personal and prized pieces, a Jester's Truth. I want to give a huge thanks to everyone for the support and the feedback. I started this channel with only 8 subscribers, and now we're all the way at 36. I know it's not a huge accomplishment, but to me it feels like it. So I hope that it only goes up from there. Hopefully we can reach my next milestone of 500 subs. And I want to give thanks for the feedback in the comments as well. I will try to implement the suggestions made to improve the quality of future videos as well for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next episode.